Hello everyone, this is Mohsen with Monica and Harish. We are going to present our final project. The title is Aid Amyotrophic Lateral Sclerosis via Knowledge Graph. This is the agenda of our presentation. First we have an introduction. We'll look at the related works and the approach of our project, and at the end we have the conclusion and the references that we used. For the introduction, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or we wanna say it is the ALS, is a devastating neurodegenerative disease with no cure. Traditional research methods face limitation in understanding complex diseases like ALS. Machine learning and knowledge graphs offer promising avenues for uncovering hidden connections and discovering novel therapeutic approaches. Create an ALS specific knowledge graph, or we can say ALS-KG, containing entities, for example genes, protein, pathways, and the relation between them. Enable efficient construction without depending on domain experts through novel deep learning techniques. Validate the extracted information to ensure quality and reliability. Analyzing the ALS-KG to identify previously unknown relationships and guide future research efforts. For the related works, past efforts to construct ALS knowledge graph achieved limited success. Rule-based approaches extracted few entities and relations, resulting in incomplete and inaccurate graph representation. Additionally, the absence of domain expertise to validate extracted literature insight further compromised quality. Recent techniques have enhanced graph construction by integrating modern natural language parsing and completion algorithms. However, ensuring credibility without expert guidance remains challenging. Furthermore, inadequately customized analysis procedures fail to fully capitalize on ALS specific encoded with rich graphical structure. Current innovation exclusively optimized for ALS literature provide promising headway. Specialized biomedical entity extraction, multimodal relation integration, and focused duplication standards aim to yield the first rigorously compiled ALS knowledge graph, purposefully positioned to serve researchers as a valuable exploratory asset. Targeted development appears requisite to overcome lingering adoption hurdles. While the approach section, here create a knowledge graph from the abstract of 20 papers related to ALS disease. Our approach is creating a knowledge graph that is related to about around 20 papers that we extract from a database that is related to the ALS disease. Here you can see the diagram of the create a knowledge graph for our project has 7 steps. The software that we developed it in a collab environment, and also all the sources and source code and resources are uploaded in the GitLab, and you can see the sources there. If I just wanna describe the steps briefly, the first step is the corpus selection or the data extraction, and after that, the second step we are trying to pre-processing the data sets to clean the data set to reduce the amount of the redundant data, And the next step is extracting the entity from the dataset that we get from the data extraction. And the fourth step is entity merging. We are trying to merge the same entities or remove the unknown entities, etc. And the fifth step is the relation extraction, one of the most important steps in creating a knowledge graph. And after that we can easily create our knowledge graph, and the last step is the evaluating our knowledge graph, which we decide to evaluate it manually. We can use the predefined models in order to evaluate it, but for this project I decided to evaluate it manually. For the first step, the corpus selection or the data extraction, we use the PubMed library. It's a public library that has millions of data about the biomedical informatics papers and also it's free to use, and also has an API that we can use in Python and others programming language to easily retrieve the abstract of the papers. We try to extract about 20 papers. We're trying to extract the abstract of about 20 papers. And if you can see here, the filter that we use to extract the data is for example, the ALS or the name of the disease are in the title or abstract, and also the publication should be not before the 2013. And also we get the result and save it in the JSON file, and you can see here is the program that we use. It's a sample, it's the algorithms that you can see. We use the pubmed.query in order to retrieve the abstraction, and in a for loop we're trying to add it to the JSON file and save it somewhere. The next step is the dataset pre-processing. For the pre-processing, first we make the lowercase for all the sentences, because as you can see here, some of the models, the entity extraction models, the calcium with uppercase and lowercase are different for them, so we lowercase all the words in the sentences. And the other things that we done is the lemmatizing. Lemmatizing is that we simple all the verbs. For example, am, is, or, was verb became be, or ran, runs became run, in order to be simple and easy to distinguish. So this is the lemmatizing. And after this, the data set is clean in order for the next step. The third step is the entity extraction. For the entity extraction, we use the PubData web service. It's an online tool and web service that is developed by the Nation Center of Biotechnology Information, NCBI. These algorithms works on post and receive methods to receive the information and entities from the PubData website. With these algorithms, if you can see, it get the JSON file that it has. JSON file that contains the sentences or the abstract of the papers, and the format we says that we just find we told the system that we just want it in a JSON file format. And the by concepts, it says that which kind of the by keywords that you want, that if we do not put anything in the by concept, it means all the by concepts we want. For example, gene, treatment, symptoms, protein, and so on. So as you can see, it's based on the request and post our query, and then get the information from the website and save it in the JSON file. It's in public and easy to use, the PubData, and with this we have the extract the entities of the sentences that we have, and it's ready for the next step. For the entity merging is the fourth step. It means that we remove the remove the same entities, or remove the unknown entities, or are not related to the our data set. I mean, it's not related to the biomedical informatics, so we remove them and merge the same data sets and ready for the next step. In the step 5, which it's a relation extraction. In the building of the knowledge graph, a crucial step is figure out how the entities relate to each other. So in order to create a knowledge graph, we need to really find the relation between two entities. So this is the relation extraction steps that we have. We can use the predefined models in order to create the relation extraction, but in these steps we decided to done it with our custom algorithms. It's a very easy algorithms. It will the algorithms runs like this. The algorithm try to find the neighbor entities and try to find the verb between them. So if the algorithm find a verb between two entities, it means that there's something happen between entity 1 and entity 2. So it would be a relation between them. And if find a relation, so it means that these are has a relation, and create a 2-node 1 relation and add it to the knowledge graph. This is our algorithms, and these algorithms has a parameters. The parameter is the distance between two entities. So the distance between these two entities would be, for example, for this project, I think I said it, for example, 40 or 45. But if it's became, for example, 60, 70, so it's a line distance. So there's so many maybe verbs we can find between them. So the accuracy of these algorithms is better that we reduce the distance. But for the project and the results, we use 45 characters between two entities to discover the verb as a relation between them. And if you can see the algorithms here, it get the sentence and try to use the NLP. The NLP is from the Spacie library, and try to take out all the tokens. And if the token is the verb, it means that in the sentence, which is the between two entities, the sentence is the words between two entities. So it means that there's a verb between them. So maybe the entity 1 do something on entity 2. So it takes as a relation between them. So this is the algorithms that we use for the relation extraction, and after these steps we have a pair of entities and a relation between them. The next step, step 6, is creating the knowledge graph. We got every pair of the entities with a relation between them and add it to the knowledge graph. And here you can see that we plot the knowledge graph with the Python, and you can see this is the picture of the knowledge graph we have. I can see here some problems that we can talk in the next slide, but as you can see, the most of these circles that represent the entities, most of them are the word that the ALS is there. So our knowledge graph is good enough because most of the entities are around the LAS, which this is the excuse me, the record was stopping. I have to start it again. So I just talking about the point of the ALS node that you can see there are so many nodes around it, so many entities around it, and most of the entities are related to ALS. It means that our project and our algorithms do something to create some extraction, relation extraction from the abstracts, and it means that some entities are related to ALS. And this is the knowledge graph that the Python created. As you can see, it's about, I think that our program find 59 relation for 20 abstracts of the 20 papers. And for the step 7, evaluation of knowledge graph, as you know, we just want to evaluate our knowledge graph manually. There are many predefined models in order to check the evaluation of the knowledge graph, but we decided to check it manually. We have our evaluation has three parts. The first one is check if the relation is real and the program could find a verb or not. It means that the relation that we find is a real relation, and it's we can check it if it's real or no, and the program find it well. And if the program missed some relation that is real and program couldn't find it, maybe our algorithms cannot find some relations. So if we manually find some of them, it would be good to add to the knowledge graph so we can find our algorithms doesn't work there and check it for the further evaluation. And the last one is check if the verb that is found is meaningful or and also proper for relation. I mean that maybe our algorithms find some relation, but we have to check it if that verb exactly related to entities together or no. This is the tables that we found some sample of the evaluation. Is if you can see, for example, the CLCC, it says that it has has a problem, it has a relation to itself. You can see at the top of the graph there is a circle there, so the entity has the relation to itself. And also for the other K2 also, and some of the entities the relation is just a suggest. It means that it's not a meaningful verb, it doesn't affect some entity to others, just suggest something, it's not meaningful. And some entities that we extract has not a meaningful name. Most of them have, for example, one of them has about 5 words together to create an entity. I don't think so it's a good entity, it has to be divided to 2 entity or no. These are the manual evaluation of our knowledge graph. Should be we have to check the algorithms to correct them, the algorithms of the entity extraction and the algorithms of the relation extraction, in order to improve it and get the best result. This conclusion section. Our final project successfully addressed the limitation in ALS research by introducing an automated, scalable knowledge graph. Leveraging innovative deep learning techniques and PubMed abstracts, we efficiently constructed a disease-specific graph, unveiling hidden connection and guiding future therapeutic endeavor. The integration of the rule-based and deep learning approaches ensured the reliability of extracted relationships. Our project contributes to advancing ALS understanding and opens avenue for novel treatment options. And this is the reference. Thank you so much. Bye.